Quaid Azam Part 50. Such of its elements as were elected to the enlarged legislative councils, despite these shortcomings, gained electoral success only on account of their local and personal prestige and not because they were members of the Muslim League. The most dramatic revelation at the League's political limitation was its incapacity to even protest effectively against a British decision, widely construed as a blow to the Muslim interest, to revoke in 1911 the partition of Bengal. Indeed, the Muslim League as a political organization was not even counted as a factor in discussion, leading to this decision about annulling that fateful partition. Writing to then Lieutenant Governor of the United Provinces in February 1910, Minto had specifically refused to accept the League as the sole representative Muslim body to which one ought naturally refer for an opinion on any question of importance. It is a very long distance, as we shall see in the subsequent chapters, that the League travelled from this observation to actually becoming the sole representative of the Muslim body, and for Quaid Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah to be the sole spokesman of the Muslims. Going back to the membership of the League was skeletal, and as per annual report of the AIML, All India Muslim League, in early 1920, it did not cross the figure of even 1,200. Chaudhry Khaliquzzama recalled how the League lived merely on paper during the Khilafat days, how afterwards a new set of Nawabs wrested control of it. They merely attended the annual sessions and received praise from their equally honorable host for having undertaken such a tedious journey at great inconvenience to themselves, then for staying as guests in the discomfort of unfamiliar lodgings, whereafter to have to suffer those unfamiliar but rather delicious dishes, though plenty of pan betel to chew and cigarettes to smoke perhaps mitigated some of their discomfort. What an enchanting world of Ashraf that must have been, displaying at the national politics and so self-importantly the proceedings of the League after the session were duly sent to the press. This, though, would always be long after the British officials had already received complete versions of every word spoken at the meeting from their own loyal sources. The end of the session was the end of the organization for that year, and no one took the notice of what had been said. Few even remembered a month later what had been discussed. Only on the records of the Government of India maintained all. In the early years of AIML, All India Muslim League was really more like an amateur playing, not in the command performance, but to an invited audience. The British and the conservative Muslims both had succeeded through separating the electorates on a very narrow, property-based franchise in isolating the young Muslim elements from both the radical Congress politicians and from the Muslim outside the charmed circles of Darbar invitees. However, they underestimated the resilience of the young Muslims. This younger lot had votes of graduates. In addition, they canvassed for larger popular support by working with those who had the air of Muslims outside the British educational system, the ulema, the Muslim religious scholars, and in this manner to seriously then bid for the leadership of the Muslim League.